What's up, people? Hope you're doing well. I've recorded this intro 3 times now, but the audio hasn't come through well, so we need to do it again. So we've got a bit of a different video today. We're going to be covering the labs that are covered in the Linux crash course on Free Code Camp. I just completed it this week, and I really enjoyed the labs myself. And I got stuck quite a lot, so I was Googling for quite a lot of time, and I want to save you guys the time, so if you get stuck, then hopefully you can refer to this video and see what answers you get, and then compare them with my answers, and then put in the comments sort of which answer you find easier and why, just so I can help you and you might be able to help me. Who knows? There's some questions that are a bit vague, so I'm pretty sure I got the answer, but it says that the answer's wrong, even though I did what they asked. So we will look into all that. So yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, for any of you that don't know about the Linux Crash Course, all you do is go on to YouTube, type in Linux Crash Course Free Code Camp, or Camp, not CMAP, and then click this first link. And then once you do that, it should be 2 hours 21 minutes long.
This Linux course covers.
Once you do this guy should come up. I forgot what his name is, but then Aaron Lockhart's the guy, and then basically you sign up to this. I've already signed up, so I won't go into that course. But go to site, wait for it to load. And then basically sign in to enroll, then you make your account, sign in with Gmail, GitHub, whatever. And then once you do that, you should get access to the course materials, the labs, and the videos. And then once you do that, you can actually continue on with the video. So I'll put this in before the labs come up. And then there's also timestamps to track what you're watching and which lab you're at. So I think the first lab, log into the labs. I think that's not an actual lab. I think the first lab's this one, but I'll check and get back to you. Now, once you've signed in, this is what the window should look like. Instead of continue learning, it will say enroll for free or something. I don't know what it will say here, but when you enroll for free, then you'll get access to the course resources. If you press on this, oh my god, what's going on? So you press that, and then it will download it, and then you can save it wherever you want. And then every single page that it's covered in the YouTube video will be covered in here. So if you need to refer back to any of these notes in your lab to remember the functions, because the functions, there's a lot of functions to remember, or you just use manual, or you use -- help. So I'll show you how to do all that. But yeah, this is how you get access to this. And then to get access to the labs, there are all these labs here. So yeah, like I said, logging in. Oh, that is a lab. Okay, so it starts from this one here, but then I think one of them isn't actually a lab. It's not in here, but the Pages and Vi one, I couldn't get access to it. Don't know why. It says it's a lab in the actual video, but it's not a lab here, so that's fine. Don't worry about that. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then where's the 6th one? Oh no, there's 5 labs. I think the Pages and Vi is supposed to be the 6th one, which it says, but it's not actually a lab, so yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to get the first lab started up, but before we do that, make sure you watch until 25:39, so the 3 labs log into the labs. And I watched this on 2 times speed because I just watch all videos in 2 times speed because it's just too slow on 1 time, and I like to skim watch, I guess, and then the labs actually test your knowledge, so you don't have to go 2 times. Go whatever speed you're comfortable with, but I go 2 times just because it's quicker, I guess, to watch videos. So yeah, once you've watched until 25:39, then I'll show you how to get the lab up and running. Okay, so once you've watched the logging in section, the first point, and then the free lab is 25:39 timestamp. So get into log into the labs. Then you go onto your home page here, and then go down to labs, press labs, then click logging in and system documentation. Then you'd press restart lab. I've got my Mac open here actually. I don't need it anymore. Just wanted to check the account which my code cloud is linked to. So then you just wait for it to spin up. I'll skip. Oh, I was gonna say I'll skip to when it's done, but it's done now. So yeah, so your terminal's been opened. You have basically make it as big or small as you want. It doesn't really matter. So the questions come up on the left. So the SSH command has an option to display its version number. Use a command to find out what is the correct command line option. So, all right. So welcome back. we had some technical difficulties with OBS. Well, I say technical difficulties, but it was just me pressing mute on my mic audio track, and then it led to 19 minutes of dead air. And yeah, I've lost all the audio. I think from question 1 till 8, so we have to redo it. So without further ado, let's get right back into it. So let's see if I remember much from yesterday. But let's start with question 1. The SSH command has an option to display its version number. Use man to find out what is the correct command line option. Okay, so do SSH man. Let's make sure my audio's fine and you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me good. So is it man SSH? Okay, so what I just typed in then was man SSH to get the manual pages up for the SSH client for this SSH command. So let's see. Let's go all the way to V. I think you can probably filter it some way, but I do it the boring way. Yeah. We'll need to know. Wait, what the hell? So V becomes. Yeah, that's fine. So V, what do we need to do? Display its version number. So this is the answer pretty much. So it's capital V. So if we try it, and then we'll need to remember this lowercase v as well, because I think there is a question that comes up with verbose. But if we press Q on the terminal, so it exits the terminal, you press Q to exit the terminal after going into the manual pages. So we know that it's capital V, right? Yeah, so this one's capital V. So press capital V, should be correct. Yay! A spark's flying. Okay, so second question. Complete this. Find out which command you can change the static hostname of your Linux system. So, wait, I don't know what the command. Actually, it is hostname. So if you do hostname dash help. Make sure my audio's. I'm going to check my audio every 5 minutes just because I don't want it to go out again, and I don't have to want to do this again. I can't speak English. I don't want to have to do this again because I'm working again tomorrow, and the evenings during the week kind of consist of me doing virtual internships and all that stuff with cyber. So probably won't have enough time to record. But let's get back onto it. If you do hostname dash help, it basically shows you all the sub commands you can do with the actual command. So what means what. So if we see here, set default hostname, no. Because I know it's hostname CTL, set hostname. What? I know it's hostname CTL, but it doesn't say that here. So I guess you just go on Google and do it. I know they say you're not supposed to use Google, but when you're working as a sysadmin or whatever job you have in cyber, then you're always gonna have access to Google because it's never gonna go down. Well, I say it will never go down, but it's gonna be there most of the time. Or there will be a search engine, something like that. So static hostname Linux using hostname. So you just Google something like this. I have a lot of bookmarks, that's why I've blocked the top part of the screen out. But basically, you just search something like this, and then you'd look for a post. Hostname. And you look for here. Hostname CTL here. Check the hostname CTL command. Change the hostname. Change the hostname to list. So hostname CTL, and you do set hostname. So actually, let's see if this works. If you're not sure of what a command does, or you don't know how to use it, okay. Wait, did that work? Okay. Get set. Query or change system hostname. So I was looking for it in the subcommand, but it actually says at the top. So it's hostname CTL. That's the answer. But if you're not sure of what a command does, then dash help does help a lot. Or just check the manual pages. Okay, let's try again. Let's clear. So it's easier for you guys to read because it's so hard for me to read it as well. The apropos command does not work because your manual pages are not indexed. What command you can use to manually refresh these? All right. So we do mandb dash dash refresh. I know in most of the questions I did try the commands out. So first of all, we'll try all the commands out, and then I'll explain why the answer is what it is. mandb unrecognized option dash dash refresh. So this basically says that it's accepted mandb, but it doesn't know what this dash dash refresh is. So that's why that command doesn't work. We do man dash dash refresh. Again, man unrecognized option is refresh. So it accepted this man, but it did not accept this dash dash refresh. If we try apropos dash dash refresh. Again, it's accepted apropos, but it's not accepted that dash dash refresh. So the last one is mandb. And it's, as you can see, it's pretty much the only one that answers the question, because you want your manual pages to refresh the indexes. And basically here, it says that it's doing what that's asked basically. So mandb is the answer here. But then, I guess, if you want to see what mandb does, then always dash dash help's always a command that should work with everything if it's a legit command in Linux. So, see here. I guess it doesn't say. All right, well, it doesn't say in this case, but you know what I mean. That if you need more information about a command, then it will show it through doing this. So, next question. Trying to use SSH Alex localhost. You can read the thing. I'll wait a few seconds. Or pause it if you want. Right. Show a lot more status messages to help you debug. So, this is related to the first question. When we read the manual pages, remember that the verbose output was lowercase v. I'm pretty sure. So let's try it. The second answer. We try it. Dash v at localhost. And then here it basically shows you all the logs that has been used in this thing. We're pressing no. I don't know what this fingerprint one does, so I'll have to do a bit of research on what that means. But if anyone watches it and you know sort of what this square bracket fingerprint square bracket does, then feel free to put it in the chat so other people can learn as well. Because basically I want my channel and the community to help each other, because what you might know, other people might not know. So if you share your knowledge, then I guess all of us can understand why things are the way they are. So we know it's that one, but we'll try the other ones just to show why they wouldn't work. But sometimes you should understand that sometimes other commands do work, but then in these labs, for instance, it only accepts one right answer, but there are multiple ways to get the right answer. So what I can do, if you do want, is sort of show what other commands could work. You'll see it in the later videos where you use Vim and stuff. But you can use other commands and it gets you the same answer, but it doesn't accept it in these labs. So let's move on. So we tried that one. Unknown option. So that's why that one doesn't work, because it doesn't accept the syntax. We do dash capital V. It shows you the version number of that machine that you're using. And then if you do the actual verbose, this might work, but I'm not sure. No, so it didn't work. So that only leaves the this one. So I basically got to cycle back through my commands by using the up and down arrows. So down for newer commands that you've just done, and then up for the older ones, just in case you didn't know. So we know it's lowercase v, which you did it. So that should be the right answer for this one. Next question. No. Clear. You type host in the terminal. What keys do you use to see some suggestions about what you can type here? Okay, so we put host into the thing. Tap, 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 tap. Oh my god. Try this again. Host. Tap, oh, tap, tap. And then I think what happens when you press space is it shows you the files that are in the directory, I think. But not to confuse you, let's go back. Just host, no space, tab, tab. And it shows you everything you can do with that host name. So that's another way to find out if you don't know command is that if you know some of the command and then you put it in, then you press tab tab, and you can find out what the rest of it does. So we know that the answer is that, but then we'll do shift tab, which is just changing the tab, I guess, and then control tab. Oh no, shift tab doesn't do anything, but control tab will change your tab. So change your window like that. So we know the answer is number 1. Okay, good stuff. Clear. On to the next question. What section of the manual pages deals with system administration commands? So I think yesterday I went over this, but I think if you do this, admin. So from the actual video, if you've watched it, you know that apropos helps you to look up certain words that you know that a command does, and then it sort of shows you the commands that do it. So what's this section of the manual page deals with system administration? So I know that you can use apropos to look at sort of all of these commands that have some kind of system or administration in them. Right. So you know system MD. I think system MD. What? In Linux. Linux. Okay, probably don't know, but I assume this MD means administration. That's why I picked the answer for it. But it does say a lot of them are section 8, section 8, section 8, section 8. Um, section 8 UMount file systems, system administration commands. 8 and register. So from all the section 8 ones that you can see, it has something to do with system administration. But if you look through all of them, like this one, make the root file system volatile. That's why the answer is 8. Well, I guess if you wanted to, man, that doesn't work. Number 3. Nope. I know it's section 8, but does it come up with section 8? I don't think so. Can you do it in commas? No, so it won't do it. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Is that why? No. So you can't do manual pages, but if you Google it, it's the administration commands. Okay, so press Q. What manual page do you want from section 8? No manual entry for 8, no manual entry for section. No manual entry for administration. What if you do it together? No. Okay. So the answer is section 8 for this one. But you might be able to show me a better way of answering that question. It's just something that, you know, we do. So, right. How many hidden files are there in the home/bob/data directory? Okay. You can use the ls command for this. Do lsa, so it lists all of your directories. But can you filter by just file? With L, print the author of each file. No. If you do it just files, entries likewise. Group directories before files. Be automated with sort option by name. All right, we can try that. We can try that one. Okay. Clear. You do ls a dash dash group in directory. Oh wait, if we just do lsa, maybe the dot ones are directories. No, they're not. So I guess all the bash stuff and the dots are like stock directories, or maybe they're not files. Maybe they're just directories. And then these two that aren't bash are try two. Maybe that's the right answer. Which is why my explanation with this, with the knowledge I have at the moment, is just because I assume that any bash ones are script based. The dots are, I guess, some sort of system based, and the ones without any bashing, they're actual files, and the other ones are sort of system files or whatever, not included as hidden files. On to the next one. 8. Oh gosh. Clear. So I'm gonna do all the questions, but I don't know at what point the video cuts off. So in post editing, they might skip between each other. So I just thought I'd do a recap of all of them, and depending on which one I like more, I'll use that. All right, next question. SSH into dev host 01 host from CentOS host, and create a blank file called home. Create a file using touch. SSH credentials. Okay, you know for SSH. So it's Bob at CentOS. No, dev. Yeah, dev host 01. Password. Go. And as you can see, this it was CentOS host previously, but now we're in a root of dev host 1. So we've SSH successfully. Clear everything. What do we need to do now? So we need to make a file using touch. So the touch command makes a file, or you can use a Vim. It's up to you. Doesn't really matter. But I guess Vim's only to edit files. Create a blank file in dev host 01. I don't really get this question because it makes you SSH into CentOS host, but then you need to create a blank file in dev host 01. So that's right. Okay. So you do ls. You should have made the file. Oh, so it's right. So I think yesterday what we did is we SSH'd, and then we must have logged out for some reason, or we didn't. We had a failed login because I couldn't put a password in properly because I can't type. And then I made the file in CentOS host, and that's why it was wrong. Ah, okay, that was my mistake. But hey, fail better. Make mistakes and fail better. That's what I live by. Failing better is the only way that you can improve. So embrace those mistakes and don't be annoyed or angry. Just learn from them and move on. It's always something to learn. We are trying to run apropos SSH command to get some details around the commands. Get this error. So let's try it. SSH. Why did it work? Uh, I think this was the one actually. How do you log out? Okay, let's try this again. Here we go. So that's what I mean. It doesn't say anything about which server it's on, but it worked in this one. and when he checked it, it said it was wrong, but it is actually working. So anyway, ManDB is the thing that refreshes the index pages, as you can remember from the previous question. So if we try this, cannot create cat D. So we try it again. If we try sudo ManDB. So sudo basically means it runs the command as root, and the root has admin privileges. So because of that, they get access to more in the command list. So with sudo, if you're a user and you request sudo access, normally they get you to put a password in or something. But with this, I guess the IAM and permissions are a bit less. Normally, you'd have to put password in to get admin privileges. Now that it's basically similar to how you can run things as administrator in Windows, I imagine. But just correct me if I'm wrong. So we try it again now. So using the up arrows again to go through the commands that we've used previously. I'll use apropos SSH and it should work. And now if we press check, yay, it worked. Okay, cool. Clear again. Use the apropos command, find out the configuration file for NFS mounts and save its name in home bob NFS. So you can use the apropos. Apropos. I don't know how you say it, so just correct me. Please don't be aggressive in the comments. I'm just a regular guy trying to learn. So if you put NFS mounts, okay, so it came up with 200 million things. If you put it in speech mix, so it just searches just for that. Okay. Clear it so it's easy to read. So if you just put it in common, so it probably searches for just them terms, not any of the two. That we found. So it's this one, configuration path at nfsmount.conf. So nfsmount.conf. So do we have? So we don't have. I guess we can buy into it. /bob/fs. It's nfs mount. Oh, so you press I to go into insert mode in buy. So what it is now, it's nfs mount singular.conf. And now when you're done with insert mode, you press escape to get out of insert mode, and then colon WQ for write and quit. Write is the same as saving data to a file, so do that. And then check. Well, to check if what you've done has worked, you can cat. So concatenate basically reads contents of a file. So there we go. So it's worked. You know it's right. It should be right. Okay, perfect. And that's the first lab done, pretty much. Hope you enjoyed my teaching. I'd put any suggestions or recommendations in how I can do this better. Really do like to improve my content because ultimately it's you guys watching it and it's me making the content. So anything I can do to improve, please let me know. I'll try and apply it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the lab. Hope you took a lot of knowledge out of it. And in editing, I'll use this content in the last video to sort of mix them up and see what sounds better. But yeah, hope you have a nice evening, morning, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. So I pressed I to enter the insert mode, so you know your insert mode here. To exit insert mode, press escape, escapes, and then to save it and quit, WQ. So W for write and then Q for quit, which I think he mentioned in the video. So you'd exit here, and you press check. Not checked. NFS mounts configuration file name. Maybe it's not. Is it not mounts? Oh no, it's just mount. Okay, so you open Vim Editor again. Then delete the S. And then again. Oh wait, no. So you need to go back to insert mode. So you press I to go into insert mode. So if you backspace or space it, it does it not the one which is highlighted in white. It does it the one before. So basically, if you wanted to change the dot, if you cursor over the dot and then try spacebar or do that, it's because you need to do the one next to it. So backspace, there it goes. And then again you don't want to save with the hash. Then again, you do So you need to exit insert mode before you can save it. So WQ for write and quit. Then that's done. Check it now, it should be correct. So there you go. That's the first lab done. Did take quite a while, and it did get muted at some point, so I'm gonna have to try and see how much got muted in post editing. But I'll upload the videos in by the lab number, so hopefully it won't be too long of a video for you. I know we've been going for half an hour now, so hopefully you found some use from this lab. Let me know in the comments what I can do to improve. But then again, I'm not perfect. I'm still on a journey as a beginner into cyber, so bear with me. I will improve as time goes on. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. And yeah, hope to see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.